What's up you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a get ready with me advice video. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me questions, things you want my input, my advice, my insight on. So we're going to be discussing today as I get ready. I kind of have a cute setup today, so let me know if you like it. Cold brew gang, comment below if you like a cold brew. My skin honestly is serving right now, but I do have a little pimple right there and one right here. But besides that, she looks kind of good, right? This headband is so dirty. Oh my god, don't look at it. I don't usually do a headband these days when I'm getting ready, but I kind of wanted to keep my hair down today. Okay, let me just jump right in because I will just be talking so much throughout this. I just know. But first of all, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all of that. I've been posting a lot recently, so make sure you're updated. This is a really good question that I feel like relates to my last video, which was a vlog. And I feel like I've seen this on the timeline a few times this week. How did you meet Bidney? And how do you make friends in general in your 20s? First off, let me start with the brow. Bidney and I met through mutual friends. My friend brought me to Bidney's birthday just because she wanted someone to go with her, and I didn't know anyone. I didn't know the girl who was Bidney, and that's when we first met, and then we didn't really become friends till like a few months later. Yeah, I feel like all the friends I have these days that are like, you know, more recent, like, you know, not someone that I've known since high school or something, it's always through mutual friends. Or like at my old apartment building, there was like a lot of people my age, and then I would meet people through them and just by going out and stuff. And I do feel like it's, well, I mean, I wasn't really like around, you know, before the internet, but I feel like it's a lot easier to maintain or to make friends these days because, you know, you can follow someone on Instagram and then you're just kind of in touch that way versus, you know, you meet someone randomly and it's like, oh, should I call them on the telephone? So I feel like during a pandemic, it can definitely be hard because it's not like, I mean, hopefully we're not going out or meeting new people, but with that I would just say the internet. One thing I have learned though is that it is definitely better to have a few close friends than a lot of kind of whatever friends. I just really value like having a real connection with someone, you know. I feel like I've always just kind of had like a solid group around me. Yeah, that's my advice. Let me know how you guys make friends these days. So this look is kind of gonna be like what I've been doing recently when I do wear makeup, because I feel like I have not really been wearing makeup that much. Fuck, I don't even want to put foundation on. So this is a little like primer slash moisturizer. Usually I would use my hands, but I'm just gonna use my brush. Damn, like, why does my skin look so delectable? So recently I've just been doing a brow and mascara. You know, like fill in my brow, carve it out a little bit underneath, and mascara, and that's it. And I've just really been liking that, and it's just nice to not have to worry about like removing my makeup every time I want to do something, you know. This is what I've been doing when I do wear makeup, and it's still like chill. So okay, let's see. Someone asked, and shout out to the person that asked this question. They've been showing me a lot of love recently. I don't want to say your name. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a T question. Banana Dougie. Shout out to Doug. He's been supporting me so much recently, and like just like he wore a Hell As Well shirt on my story, on his story, and like tagged me, and just like little stuff like that. I just really notice it. I hope you guys know. I don't know, I'm just really grateful. Like, that's just so cool because I just know the feeling. Anyway, shout out to Doug. But he asked, what kind of boffy has been your favorite to make at home since quarantine? Definitely a cold brew maker. I feel like I was vlogging at the time when I got this little cold brew maker. It's not like a French press, but it's similar. It has this like strainer in the middle that you put the coffee in. You let it brew for 24 hours, then you can remove it, and the coffee is just in the container. But yeah, definitely love a cold brew, definitely my favorite. And just the fact that I didn't know how to make it at home before, you know, so I'll link it down below. It's from Amazon. So I'm so sorry, you could probably find it somewhere else. But also I stopped doing like a soap brow, and I basically just stopped trying to like do all these fancy things with my brows because I feel like I would always look back and just feel like it was not cute. So I've just been filling them in regularly and setting them with hair gel, and I just like the look. I feel like the hair gel makes it kind of like PC and more like 3D, which I know brow gels do that, but honestly a lot of mine, like the Benefit 24-hour one, I ran out and I just didn't feel like repurchasing it. So I'm like, let me just use hair gel. Advice on what to do after making out with a guy at a party and now I like him. Bitch, I think what really like shook me to my core was learning that just because I have that feeling, it doesn't mean that it's like real. Let me explain. There's just so many hormones that are being produced when you are attracted to someone or if you are intimate with someone, and that doesn't mean that you like them or love them or are in love with them. It just means that you're having these hormones and you can thoroughly enjoy that feeling. It's a fun feeling. It becomes not fun when you feel like obsessed or like possessive or you get jealous over that person. Even if someone is in love with you and you're in love with them, you're still your own people. I feel like I'm having too much caffeine. I need to stop. Like I'm starting to feel like gross. And then also realizing that my feelings are my responsibility. So just because I'm feeling like this, it basically just has everything to do with me and nothing to do with them. I feel like a lot of the time, actually, let me explain this. This is a CC cream from, I think, Korean skincare company, and it's just very light. Not really, it just kind of like adds a little something. Look, it like kind of just turns like a flesh color. I feel like it enhances my skin. It doesn't like add a layer, which obviously I love like kicking my face, but these days it's like no one's gonna see me in real life, man. And if they do, there's someone who I don't care if I'm not wearing makeup. I can still see my skin. I can still see like my discoloration and my blemishes, but just kind of evens it out, I guess. Or sometimes I feel like I want to do bronzer and whatnot, but I feel weird just putting that on bare skin. Like I feel like it looks too dry for me. I can use cream, I guess, but even that, I feel like I just would rather have like a layer of something to kind of be the backdrop, which is what foundation is, but it's not foundation. Okay. Anyway, I feel like a lot of what the advice I used to hear and the things I would tell myself and even the things I would say in my videos was like an example, but just very like, you don't need him, like da 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 da. And like, yeah, facts. I'm not saying that's not true or that isn't helpful advice, but I feel like now with more context and just with more education, I don't know, about relationships, about the mind, about the scams, everything, it's like, oh, this is actually normal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Oh my god, I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to phrase it. Like, I guess just the fact of my feelings are my responsibility, so I can deal with it, therefore. Like, I don't want to try to control someone else or how to make him like you. Like, you just don't have to worry about that anymore, because it's like, I just kind of care about liking myself and dealing with my own shit. I saw a tweet that I retweeted that was like, you liking me has nothing to do with me. And I feel like that's so true both ways. Like, just because someone likes you, that doesn't mean you owe them anything or like have to be interested in them. That's their problem. But then also, if you like someone or you have like a little crush or whatever, everyone has a different perception of somebody in their mind. Like, that trips me out to think about, because we have our own self awareness and our conception or our perception of who we are, but everyone in our lives, anyone that ever interacts with us, has a different image. Like, that's crazy. You are just interested in the image that you've created. Anyway, so about the makeout, it's okay to just like enjoy the feeling and have fun and not like put anything else into it. I don't know if you're thinking like that, but I just know for myself in the past, it's like, I like this person, I need to act on it, I need to take the next step, I need to like pursue, and it's like sometimes this is all there is, and there's nothing else moving forward. You're not going to be in a relationship with this person. It's not your soulmate. It's just enjoy the crush, enjoy the fun, enjoy the antics, and that's it. And that is perfectly valid. Like, not everything has to be like this serious, like, I'm dating to marry. If you want to do that, that's fine by me. Do whatever you want, but just saying. What to do on a holiday? I have a week off from my job and I don't have any plans yet. Bitch. Personally, I would just try to space out days of like, okay, we're gonna antic, we're gonna be wholesome, we're gonna antic, we're gonna be wholesome. Getting day drunk. I'm just being real, and especially like these days, it's like, what else is there to do? How do you guys feel about traveling? Because I've definitely seen a lot of people like take little trips here and there. How do you guys feel about that? Part of me is like intrigued, just in the sense of like, if I go somewhere and it's like, we're not around other people, but then I'm like, is it irresponsible to even do that? I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Let me know what you guys think. If you were to go back to school, what would you major in? Do you have any academic interests? People ask me this all the time, and I just feel like it's not, like, I didn't go to school. I feel like education is so important, but I feel like the way that it's set up, especially in the United States, is such a scam. So it's like, that's the scam. The education isn't the scam, but just like the fact that there's all this bullshit, and like people right out of college literally make however much it is a year. It's like, it's a business. It's not about education. It's about them making money. And, you know, I didn't want to have to pay for that myself. I didn't want to have to be in debt, because I saw how that was for, like, the adults around me growing up my whole life. I just didn't want to deal with that. So luckily I had something that I could kind of do. The older I get, especially, the more interested I am in learning. Because now it's like, you know, we can learn by choice. And I guess that's part of like college, is you can choose what to learn. It's not like high school, middle school, where you're like forced to learn random stuff and it's like just a scam. Sorry about the terminology, but real ones know. Real ones understand. Just a little bit of powder just to set. I don't like powder all over. Especially when I'm going for that natural look. Just a little bit under the eye to brighten, to set it. Just a little bit. Shout out to Miss Fenty. You guys tried Fenty Skin? Let me know. Learning about society, learning about people, learning about people's minds, like, that's just very fascinating to me because it's so relevant. Like, we're in our own minds, so that would probably be something. I feel like all the things that I would actually be interested in are the things where people are like, why would you learn about that? There is no jobs in that. You can't make money from that. I forget what it was, but they were like, I think maybe it was in the book Lies My Teacher Told Me, which I talk about extensively on my podcast. Extensively. All of the topics that, you know, would advance society, such as learning about history, learning about, you know, race, gender, class, all of the things that would make our society better, are kind of looked down upon. You know, it's like, oh, go into business, go into science, go into, you know, something basically that is going to make you money or make society money, make the company money. It's like, we don't want people to know the real tea because, or they don't want people to know the real tea, because then it's like the system would simply fall apart, love. This is Little Bronzer Palette by Ace Beauty. I feel like this one sometimes is a little too dark or a little too orange for me, so I've been using the lightest one. Like, if I pack it on, you know. I just like glowy, bronzy, warm. I'm a Leo. What is your type in regards to what attracts you to a person or their appearance? I know I always say this, but I just really, really, really prefer someone that is like taller than me. Like, I really, it's really hard to come by. The thing is, I don't even feel like I'm that tall. I feel like everyone is just short. And I say that because I was tweeting it the other day, but I just feel tall everywhere I go, and I'm not even that tall. I'm like 5'8", 5'9". I tend to say 5'9" just because I feel like, you know, it's like with a shoe on, or like, I just feel like it just sounds more accurate to me. It seems more accurate. But yeah, it's like, why is everyone so short? My life would be so different if I was like 5'5". I swear to God. Like, it's just so much more about the vibe. Like, literally, because so many guys that are conventionally attractive are so, like, annoying. Or it's like, I hate guys that know that they're attractive. And there's one thing to be, like, confident, but then there's one thing to be, like, I just hate that. It's so gross. It's like, get back to reality, you dumb ass bitch. Like, I'm sick of everyone in your life hyping you up, because who are you on the inside? I just feel like a lot of guys, like, not to be dramatic, but a lot of guys disgust me. And not even in like a physical way. Like, a lot of guys are so great to look at, so great as a concept, but as an IRL, I'm just like, ew. Like, so many guys, it's like you're vibing and then they just say something that's like, no. I just feel like I really do not take that seriously anymore, because I just could never be. Imagine how embarrassing it would be to be with someone that was like homophobic or transphobic or misogynistic or racist, or like, I just like, oh my God. Especially as like cis het guy, I feel like you have to like actively work to not be that because it's so ingrained in society and like, oh, what it takes to be a man or to be masculine. And it's like a lot of guys just aren't going to do that because it's like they're still going to be fine, they themselves, if they don't. So it's like, okay, why would I? Or like someone's going to put, like, it's like, well, I'm still winning, patriarchy. So I just really mind my own business these days. I don't really like, that's just the honest truth. And I feel like especially with the pandemic, it's not like I'm going to the club, I'm like out, I'm meeting people, I'm meeting guys, like I'm just not. So it's like I've really had some good time to reflect. You know, yeah, it can be fun, but it's not this like, why would a guy who I've turned down constantly still persist? What don't they get? Girl, guys just love, well, I feel like also as humans, okay, well, this is two different things. Let me start with the light. Like, I feel like as humans, it's like if we can't have something, we want it. And I even think about this with myself. Let me know if you can relate. If a guy, just like, let's say it's a random guy, whatever. If a guy texts back like so fast, shows that he's always available, it's like, okay, in theory, that's like, oh, that's nice. But it's kind of annoying. And then if a guy is a little more like mysterious, not saying this is a good thing, but it's like if he takes forever to text back, it's like you're like looking for it. You're like, where? So what we want is someone that is just normal and where you don't have to think about it. But those are the two extremes. So there's that. But then also, so with that, I guess I mean like as a human, you know, it's like you're turning him down, so he's like, why? But then there's like this whole thing of like, if I ask her enough times, she'll say yes. I could convince her. Guys just like their ego's so big and they've just been taught their whole life that it's like, you can have whatever you want, sweat link. So they're just gonna keep bothering you because they just feel like that's what they, like they have a right to that. So there's kind of like, you know, two trains of thought, I guess, but those are kind of like, I don't know, that's kind of what I think about. So I would honestly say like block or just, it depends on the vibe. I don't know the vibe. Sometimes it's fun to like have someone always reply with hard eyes to your story, even if you would never talk to them. It's still like, thank you. But then there's like guys that are a little more creepy with it and like, I've literally told you no and you're still bothering me. We block those. We don't like those. But the ones that are just kind of there, let me throw you a fire emoji, sweetheart. You're like, thank you. Use your best judgment. And just know that you don't owe anyone anything. Again, it's not about you, it's about them. How to set boundaries and have high standards. For me, this really goes back to what I said previously. A lot of guys are just disgusting. It's like, you literally have no, I saw someone tweet this, like, they literally have no memory and no soul. Why would I, like, trip over that? So it's like, I'm gonna value myself the most, and, like, I value my skincare, my nighttime routine, my morning routine, my workout, my work, getting to this money, way more than I value spending time with you. And I feel like, you know, it's like I've gone on dates and stuff, and usually it's just kind of like whatever. I don't know. Like, can anyone relate? It's just so like, you really want to get me out of the house? Like, no, I'd rather be with my friends. I'd rather be by myself. Like, damn, I'd rather be FaceTiming my family. A lot of guys just don't really have that much to offer me. So I would say the best way to set boundaries and to have high standards is through education. And just realizing like this whole scam, the mere fact of like, how come in every woman's magazine there's like something about like how to keep a guy, how to please a guy, how to keep a man, but like men don't have it. Oh my God, you're being so extreme. But it's like, just ask yourself, have you really been fulfilled? Like, in what way can you fulfill me that I can't fulfill myself, or that my friends can't, or that my vibrator can't, you know? So again, that's not to say you can't have fun, you can't like live your life, you can't go on a date, but you don't have to take it like so seriously. Like, oh, my worth, my life is dependent on this. That's what I've realized. Basically, just taking a bronzer, more so the second one, putting it in my crease, mostly just so the crease doesn't crease with concealer. Did my little blush. Let me see. Almost done, honestly. Favorite movie genre. I like movies that are about real life and like real relationships. One of the most recent movies I watched that's like new was All Day and a Night. I feel like that movie was so bomb, and I didn't see anyone talk about it, but it's on Netflix. It was released I think May 1st. I watched it the day it came out just because it was like on the screen, That was really good. It had the guy from Moonlight in it. I liked Moonlight. What else have I watched recently? I watched Lady Bird finally. You know what I mean though? Like just kind of that vibe of like real life. I don't like movies that are too over the top, like too much action. I also recently watched Call Me By Your Name. I'm just like watching all the movies from like a couple years ago. I'm just not like a huge movie person, but then when I force myself to be, I like it. Like all the fucking superhero movies, they're so dumb to me. Like they're so just, that's just an example, but like I just don't like stuff that's too over the top, too overproduced, too flashy. And I've said this, I think about like the shows that I watch, I just like really realistic stuff. Honestly, it's probably just because I have a lot of earth in my chart, my excuse for everything. I just like real life though. Like I like to be able to relate. I like to be able to think, how does this apply to my own experience in life? Let me know if you can relate. I feel like, you know, maybe you have some Pisces in your chart, you're more about the fantasy lifestyle, but I'm just like, oh my god. A little bit of highlight, just a little bit, like literally just a little bit. I kind of want it to look like sweat glistening. Opinion on designer items, worth it or not? I've never bought myself anything designer. Again, I'm just kind of like, you know, what I have works, like sometimes to a fault. If I had like money though, fuck yeah, like fuck yes. But then there's also just, I get kind of a little too in my head about that too, like okay, why, what's the point of this, you know, like am I really just trying to prove to other people that I live a certain lifestyle or that I am a certain way? Like why do I care about what others think? You know, it really just like, we really don't need these material things. Like every material thing in this life leaves us at some point. We leave it, so why do I care that much? I don't know. Welcome to my brain. It's fucking tiring. Marrying young or the longevity of marriages that occur in your early 20s. Could never be me. Oh my god, let me tell you right now. This is the Tarte Big Ego mascara. I'll just put mascara on the top. Kind of looks more like a lash that way. I don't know. You guys know, if you know me, I think marriage in general is kind of a scam. In like traditional marriage. Okay, if you really think you could be with this person forever, like I think it's just kind of like not. Who knows? I don't know. Married people are just always complaining about how unhappy they are. But I think especially marrying young, I don't know. You can literally do whatever you want. Don't listen to my opinion. I don't care. But someone asked, so I'm going to share. Oh my god, bars. I feel like especially a lot of people marry young because they want to wait to have sex until marriage. So that it's like, okay, it kind of gets into how we're repressed sexually. There's this shame around sex. There's this shame around honestly being alone and being single. I just think if we can go deeper, no, but like with our understanding of different traditions, different norms, we would kind of realize maybe this isn't actually for me, or maybe this isn't what I thought it was. I just feel like I'm at this stage where I'm like really questioning everything. So excuse me if you're listening to this like, this dumb bitch, shut up. But that's just kind of like what I have been what I've been thinking about. Do whatever you want. If you really want to be with this person forever, yeah, do it. But divorce rates are actually down because people are not getting married as young. Do you know how many people I have not met yet? Do you know how much of myself I need to like discover? What is the rush? Like a cute little mascara. Like when I put on a lash for my birthday, I did feel cute, but I was kind of like, this is weird. Like I don't even know who I am anymore. It used to be like if I wasn't wearing a lash, I felt like naked. Perception is everything. Usually I'll use Aquaphor, but it's in my bathroom. So this is just a Trader Joe's lip balm that I've had for probably too long, but this is Bodyography Barely There lip pencil. I just feel like I need like a little something. And I'll honestly just like go over the edges. And this is basically my summer look. Summer 2020 on lockdown look when I just want a little something. I'm just glad I adjusted to my face with this amount of makeup because I feel like, you know, probably a year ago I'd be like ew. Like, I'd at least want a lash or like something. Now, I don't know, I'm just really grateful to have gone on Accutane and to just feel a lot more confident with this amount of makeup. Like, it's great. So don't forget to wear your SPF, you guys, on your face and on your body. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you want more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone. What was the wave? Oh my god.